I'm live. Hello, tea family, and welcome to Happy Easter, first of all. Welcome to Garden in a Glass. We're going to be doing some unique Easter-themed mocktails that we created just for today, and that's what we were doing is we were actually grabbing some tea ice cubes as we got ready to start everything. So let me say hello, tea family. Welcome back to our Nonna Kitchen Secrets live, where we're going to blend some tradition, some taste, touch of magic today. Please say hello in the chat or comments, depending on which platform you're using. Let us know what you're drinking today, what kind of tea you're drinking. And as always, if you have a question, go ahead and ask. We love answering questions as we go. Today, we're not going to be here for a really long time unless you have a lot of questions. We're going to make 2 Easter mocktails, something to make your holiday today sparkle just a little bit, literally even. And now, these are definitely non-alcoholic drinks. They're full of their own personalities, and they will be stunning because you can dress them up however you want. So first one up is our springtime blossom. All right, we're going to start with one of my all-time favorites. It's light floral citrusy, just the right amount of spice, because it starts with Jade Chai as our base. And forgive the crazy cup. Oh, before we get started, for those that you were with us at the Tulip Festival in Wamego, we are back in stock with Ruby Chai. I did have this up there so that I would remember that. And then, of course, completely forgot. So Ruby Chai is back available. But tonight we're going to be talking about Jade Chai. As I try and get that. There you go. It is green tea from Japan. It is cinnamon, cardamom, and clove. Yeah, that would be great. Handy assistant's already getting stuff. So the Jade Chai, we did brew this up, and as you can see, we moved it into a Pyrex, so it's easy for me to pour, because we all know that I'm not really good at the whole mocktail thing. I usually make a huge mess when I'm doing it, but you know, might as well have some fun. So Jade Chai, and to go over the ingredients, thank you. To go over the ingredients right now, this is going to be a delicate but bold, kind of like spring. You know, one day it's really beautiful, the next day you've got winter, everything like that. So what we did is we brewed more than normal. So normally it would be 2.5 grams or 1 teaspoon in 1 cup of hot water. This time we brought the water to 175, like we would for a green tea. And we used 1 tablespoon of the Jade Chai. We wanted it really robust. We're going to add some orange juice, some honey. You could use agave syrup, a little bit of vanilla extract from my mother's art, and some, you can add sparkling water, ice cube, club soda, but ice cubes. But the ice cubes that I am adding this time, I am adding Jade. We made the Jade Chai the first time, and we made the ice cubes from it, and then we made this as our second brew right here. Now, one of the other things is I didn't do a simple honey or agave syrup. That's the suggested recipe, though. But I did something unusual, and I'm going to talk about that. But let's get making it. So I did brew the Jade Chai. I brewed it for 2 minutes. Or 1 minute for my first brew, and it was 2 minutes for my second brew. I let this cool. I put this in an ice cube tray, and I let it cool. So we're going to go ahead, and since nobody else is drinking this other than it has such a more dense thing to it. There we go. All right. Oh, let me go. There we go. All right. Happy Easter, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I've got one more left of this Jade Chai ice cubes. I'm going to hold off on that. We're going to pour in, this makes 2, so that we're going to pour in about a half cup, a little bit of our Jade Chai that's been cold. We're going to add, I would say, about an ounce or 2 of our orange juice. Now you could substitute in, and there you go, nice little spill on the table. You could substitute in whatever kind of juice you liked. I would stay in the citrus family. I just I like the way that is going to balance against the Jade Chai. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is, this is my mother jar. So anybody not know what a mother jar is? I love it. We've got Highland Dawn, Aloha Breeze this afternoon. I'm betting that Stephanie's drinking some kind of chai. And we've got Kim with Aloha Breeze. Yep, happy Easter, everybody. So for those of you who don't know, we do make extracts that we have at our farmers markets, and we do those ourselves. And so when you extract vanilla, when we make vanilla extract the old-fashioned way, that's just how we do it. We don't speed it up with heat or with all the fun methods that you see on TikTok. See, I knew Stephanie was Onyx Chai. I knew it. But when you do it that way, those beans can sit in that alcohol base, or for us, it's a organic non-GMO vodka, which was hard to find, made from potatoes, no less. And it sits for at least and really extracts for at least a couple of years. And then what happens is you take out the beans, and you can see them all in there, and you add just a little bit of more of that vodka to them. But then these just kind of sit there. And so I'm adding about a half a teaspoon. And so it becomes your mother jar. And so you always put your leftover beans in here because they can still be extracted some. And then this becomes a really complex, unbelievably delicious. This is like beyond top shelf for vanilla. So I always want to use it when I'm making a mocktail. Now, what I do want to talk about is this right here. And it doesn't look very exciting. It's just in a saucepan as I try and find a way to show you without spilling it. Don't know that that's going to happen. But what it is I took some honey, and there you go. And you can see it's just kind of dripping in. It's honey that I took, and I added some thyme and a little bit of water to it. I added an eighth of a cup of honey, an eighth of a cup of water, and I added a couple sprigs of thyme, not very much, just a little bit. And then I brought it over a low, almost to a simmer, but not really a simmer because we don't want to bring our honey up over that 140 degrees. And I let it sit. And then I shut off the heat and I let it sit overnight. Then this morning earlier, I added freeze-dried pear to it. You could add the pear before, but I wanted to get that thyme honey, that thyme-infused honey really, really solid in there. Then added some pear that we just chopped up and brought it kind of back up to that 135 range. Warmed it up. I just took a taste right before this started. Oh my gosh, it's amazing on its own. We were already talking about how the thyme-infused honey was amazing. Adding the pear in there, I think this is going to go over chicken the next time we grill out. But there's a handy dandy assistant. But what we want to do is add just a couple of teaspoons and some of the pear in there. And we're going to mix it up. And then I think I can go ahead. Alrighty. And then I'm going to add some sparkling water to it. You could add a ginger ale in this. I don't know that I would go there with a flavored one, but a regular one. But I'm going to go with a plain soda water. You could use club soda or whatever. And then we just need a simple little garnish. And I cannot find where my garnish went. Oh, here it is. So I took some pears and I took some basil, because the one last thing that we're going to add in here is right at the top. Normally we kind of muddle them, and we're going to do that again. But what I'm doing is, if you just go ahead and kind of put some basil right on the top, and then I'm going to drop it in, and we're going to muddle it just to get a nice little herby flavor in there.
Herbie!
Not Herbie, herby. Oh my, it's already that kind of day. And then I just used a cute little sword that has a couple of pear pieces and some more basil on it, and boom, I have a mocktail. So we'll see how this one. Wow, so there's so much. there's a lot of flavors, but they're not like, oh my gosh, overpowering. It's like you kind of get a little bit of the citrus. I can smell the basil, but the honey, thyme, and the Jade Chai, unbelievable mix. It kind of finishes a little bit with the basil on the end, but you definitely get that honey, thyme mixed in with the Jade Chai. I do not know why we did not do this sooner. This is absolutely amazing. It is an awesome way to have a mocktail or mimosa, and I knew that was happening.
QAQC.
QAQC. It's really good. Yeah, I know. I wish you guys could try it. You should try it. That is so good. And so one of the things that I'm going to be doing today is I am decided I'm going to give away a giveaway. And we're going to give away just a single packet of Jade Chai. So at some point in the comments, I would say go ahead and put Easter, hashtag Easter, okay? You got to have that number. Okay, for me, it's a number sign, everybody. For me, it's a number sign. But that and then Easter, and you're in the drawing to win that free just single serving sampler of the Jade Chai as a thanks for joining me on Easter Sunday. So I just like, wow, the flavor is amazing. I've got that very much. I've got the citrus, and because green tea loves acidity, and so it's going to really brighten with that. Now, wow, it's so good. I would pair this with some complex flavors like carrot cake muffins. You end with just a hint of sweetness, but not like a honey tasted sweetness. Oh my goodness. So that green tea and the Jade Chai really, they really shine in this one. I would say even some deviled eggs with some paprika, even some like spicy or smoked paprika would be amazing.
Pork chop.
Pork chops. I was going to say like an orange or a glazed ham, even though it's a mocktail, which usually wouldn't hold up to something really robust like that. This one will. And you could do any kind of those kind of flavors. This one is good. You could do this with anything that you would use like pineapple with, something you would pair with pineapple. I would say this would go with chicken, but you could also go with some of your more robust, spicier things. That chai blend matching with the other things, man, unbelievable. So fun fact about chai, originated in India, originally as a blend of medicinal herbs and spices. This definitely has a spring twist to it. This is really good. I'm gonna have to put it over here and finish drinking it myself. All right, so that was our first mocktail. Now we're going to do our second mocktail. This one's actually where I'll get messy because we all know that once I take the shaker out, we're in trouble. So, okay. I am not going to use my last Jade ice cube. Smells just like the Jade Chai smells so good. I need regular ice cubes, which my handy dandy assistant will be. Yep, that can be grabbing as well. So with this one, we're going to be talking about what we're calling the Easter Orchard Sparkle. Kind of like using a lot of the herbs from the whole garden. This one is going to be made with our Sunlit Orchard. And that is a ginger apple tea. And it is completely caffeine free. So even if you wanted to have a mocktail and you're like, I can't do green tea because I can't have any caffeine, this one will work for you. This one is very sunshiny. It's funny. It's fruity. It's really light and very delicate, but the flavors really come out. And what's funny is when we had this on offer as a free sampler at the Tulip Festival last weekend, people were looking at it and they're like, it's clear. It almost looks like water because of the way the light was and everything. We're like, it's okay. And then they would try it. And instead of getting this water taste that their brain had told them to expect. They were getting that ginger and that apple, and they were like, wow. And it was very popular. So we're stocked back up on this one as well. Okay. So on this one, again, I didn't take a tablespoon. I did a heaping teaspoon, so a little bit more than I normally would. And I boiled in a cup of water. I did it for 3 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that pear honey thyme syrup again. I'm also going to squeeze some fresh lemon in it. Add a little white grape juice. If you don't have white grape juice, I would go with apple juice. You really want to be on that end of the spectrum, not the heavier, like Concord grape, purple grape juice. And again, I'm going to add either like a sparkling cucumber or a sparkling lemon water to this. You could do club soda or you could do seltzer to it, but that's what we're going to put in it. Now, in a perfect world, I'd have edible flowers and a beautiful pear slice and all that kind of stuff to dress it up. But in this case, we're going to get started on making it. So first, I did steep the tea and then I cooled it. And now we're going to start with adding a little bit of ice. It's funny, you can always tell we've taken it from one of the freezers to another because it cools down just enough to refreeze in that couple of minutes that it waits out here. All right. So a little bit of ice. We are going to add, where is it? All right. Yep. Our tea. And see, this has been brewing, so it's in there. It is a slightly yellowish golden color, but you know. All right, I am going to add about 3/4 of a cup. I'll need to change out this tablecloth because, of course, I'm making a mess. That's what I do. All right, we are now going to add, where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. Our white grape. I'm adding, I don't know, less than an ounce. A little bit of squeeze, a fresh lemon. Really want some of that brightness. Now, if you didn't want to use lemon, if you're not really a citrusy kind of a person, a little bit of, you could use pear juice in this, white grape juice. But basically, you're going to want to try and find something with a little bit of acid to it that's going to be in your flavor zone because you want that acid to brighten up the flavors, especially with ginger in there. Now, we're going to go back to our pear. And we're going to add, I probably added about a tablespoon. This tablecloth's really going to have to be washed. Okay, so I have the juice, I have the tea, I have our specialty, and then with the thyme, honey, and then we are going to mix this up. You know what I don't have, hon? What? Could you grab me that small glass that I meant to? I'm shaking it over here because I didn't grab one. So like one of our mocktail glasses. And there it is. There's more of my mess, everybody. This is how you can tell it's a real true live show and not just tape recorded. All right. All right. So I see people have enjoyed their Highland Dawn that have gotten it. Yeah, let me, no, can you get me the, just cool ones? Yeah. Okay. I guess it's a good thing this dress is going in the wash. Okay. All right. So we're going to take it with, you're going to put it in your favorite glass. And there we go. We're getting another one out. We're using an etched glass for this one. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to start, I would love to say that a cucumber flavored soda water would be amazing, but lemon would work. So I'm putting a little bit of that in there at the bottom, which is not normally how I do it. All right. I don't know why I took that off because I'm being silly. That's why. All right. And now we're going to pour our mixture in. And as you can see, it's a nice, light, and refreshing. have to be honest, if I was going to do something with this one, because look at that, like the color is just so much fun for this one. As I strain, we battle lights and then being able to see up close. But that's what it looks like. And then this one, I would say like a wedge of lemon, a wedge of lime would look really good. Like a maraschino cherry would not be the right flavoring, but something red. You could put a strawberry with this. Some kind of bold thing. I'm gonna literally just steal this one and put it in here because that's what we're doing today. All right, I will say cheers. Okay. Wow. Okay, so the first thing I get is that the ginger followed by the apple from the Sunlit Orchard. Then I get a little bit of that white grape, and then it finishes with that sweetened thyme. It's like a honey thyme, but it's not really honey-y as much as it's got some thyme and pear in it, and kind of finish with that flavor at the end. Wow, another really good one. And we thought today, since it's Easter, we would go ahead and make some special cookies. So we made some Madeleines yesterday.
I thought you were going to say put an egg in each one.
I'm not going to put an egg in my mocktail. I don't understand.
Easter.
Oh, no. And then this one we dipped in chocolate. Just kind of something light. A really nice, fun cookie. I don't know why I had never made them before. Actually, Rich made them yesterday. I was working. I like this. So I had let my seltzer water kind of go flat because sometimes I don't want all that carbonation. And so it just has that nice, light, cucumbery flavor to it. And it really, this is like walking through the garden and you're getting all the smells from like pears, from like a pear tree and an apple tree. And you're kind of having a ginger tea. Unbelievable. Highly recommend. Either one of these you can't really go wrong with. Super, super fun. Now, what would I pair this with? I knew it was coming. You're going to have the sweetness from the pear and the grape on that one. So I would pair this with a goat cheese crostini because the goat cheese is going to have a little more bite to balance the sweetness. I would do like a fresh fruit salad or a watermelon salad, but especially if it had thyme or mint in it. This would also be really good in the morning for an Easter brunch. If you were doing an Easter quiche with like say spinach and leeks inside, those would be kind of some of my top off the cuff thoughts after tasting it. But I mean, really, when it's this good, you can't really go wrong with anything. It's very light. So whereas this has the Jade Chai in it to really kind of balance with a heartier, more robust, bold flavor. This one is a little bit lighter. So I'm sticking to chickens and I'm sticking to quiche and I'm sticking to cheeses, fruit salads, grilled fish, that sort of thing. Fun fact about pears, they are this symbol of affection and grace in many cultures, and they always seem to pair beautifully with basil and grapes for a really fresh, kind of elevated profile. So there you go. Those are 2 mocktails that you can make for yourself that are delicious anytime. I would say these are definitely summertime mocktails to sit at the end of the day, especially with the Sunlit Orchard, because it is completely caffeine free. You could drink this. This is kind of what I would have in the afternoon or first thing in the morning, get that green tea, get myself energized and going. And then this one right before sitting on the porch, just kind of relaxing. I am going to be doing that this summer. For those of you that don't know, the time is coming soon where that will happen. A little more than it happens right now. Now, before we go any further, I do want to, I actually have like very little space right here. So there's always these things. So what I want to do is I want to share, let's see who's going to win. So if I go to present, it says in a very tiny, tiny print that I'm going to get this right with technology. Because the last time we tried to do this, it didn't work so well. Let me see if I can go like this. All right. Present. And then we want to say share screen, share screen. Aha. All right. So for those of you that are in the drawing, there's 2 of you. Last chance, go ahead, take a second, get in the drawing by putting hashtag Easter or number sign Easter. I guess I've started to call it a hashtag, but like to me, it's still the number sign in my brain. That's how I register. And then I like translate it into the local. So I'll give you another couple of seconds and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw. Fortunately, you get a 50-50 shot right now of winning. So we're going to see, give you another couple of minutes. Let's see. Give everybody another second or two to get that in the comments. You just have to comment on that. And we will continue on. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who won. All right. And it is... Come on, isn't this exciting? Kim, congratulations, Kim. I thought that was just so much fun. All right. I found this new little toy. It was supposed to happen at the live that I was going to use it. And then we all know the technology issue I had at the live. So congratulations, Kim. I will put this Jade Chai aside. I will probably have Rich bring it down to give it to your husband to give to you on Tuesday. But if you all, for joining me on Easter, if you all want to grab some either Jade Chai or Sunlit Orchard, they're available on our website. But for today, on Easter Sunday only, if you use the coupon code SPRING, you'll find out there's quite a bit of a discount on those 2 particular blends. Just as a thanks to everybody for joining me, trying to do some more of these fun things and things like that. So I hope you loved the mocktails today. If you try one, if you want me to email you the recipe, just let us know in the comments and we can do that. But if you do make it, I would love for you to snap a picture and tag us. And it's just kind of at Nonna's Kitchen Secrets and send it to me because I would love to see your version, how you dress it up. I'm always really good at the creation part. Not so good at the making it look pretty part. I have people in my life who are really talented at that, and I am so thankful for them and blessed by them because that is not my forte. I don't always make it look as pretty as it looks on Pinterest, but so I do want to say that. And then one other thing. So I wanted to, as I was saying, thank you for joining us on Easter. Next week, we're going to be doing something fun. We are actually going to be doing a tea time, as in what are tea times, what should you have if you're having a tea party, like what should you include, what not should you include, some different things like that. We're really going to kind of explore like what is a tea party. We'll talk about some different cultures. We'll talk about some different things like that. But primarily, we're going to be talking about kind of the elements of a traditional tea party and how you might host one and some of the things that you might want to include. So that's what we'll be doing next week. Do I have any questions before everybody gets back to their Easter Sunday and enjoying themselves? Give everybody a second. I'm gonna take a bite of the Madeleine. I think I'm gonna go with the plain one, not the one with the chocolate. I think that's a little too much sugar for me right now. But I don't know why I didn't eat these before. Yesterday was the very first time I had ever had one. I highly recommend them. They are absolutely delicious. And I have a recipe that only makes 10 at a time. So there's not a ton of them. It's not like when you make cookies and there's like 3 or 4 dozen cookies. So I like that recipe that I've been working on for a specific reason. But all right, I don't see any questions coming up. I don't want to hold everybody up. So I would say thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you. I hope you all have a really wonderful and blessed Easter. And I will see you next week when we talk about tea times and tea parties. Have a great week.